So let's go to 25. Daivameva pare yajnam yogina paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajne naivopajuvvati. Other yogis duly offer sacrifice only in the form of worship to gods, while others perform sacrifice by offering the self by the self itself in the fire of Brahma. Take the meanings. Apare, other. Yogina, yogis. Paryupasate, perform. Yagna, yagna, sacrifice, ritual, rite, practice, spiritual practice. Eva, only. Daivam, to gods. So some yogis, other yogis he's saying, by other because we have already talked about Gyanis, one who has Brahma Drishti. So if you don't have Brahma Drishti, the others, what do? They perform yagnas to devtas. Then apare, others, means now here, which others? Here he means the others who know Brahma, who have knowledge of Brahma. Upajuvati, offer. Now different meaning of yagyam, the self, your own self. Yagyena, into the self. I'll explain. They offer their limited self to the absolute self. Brahmagna, in the fire of Brahma. So in this shloka, two sadhanas are being given to you. Two yagnas are being given to you, or two methods of purification are being given to you. And both of them, he says, are being performed by a yogi, yogis. So who is a yogi? A yogi is you and me. A yogi is a sadhak, a seeker, who is trying through various different yagnas, sadhanas, techniques, methods, practices, to do what? To transcend this body, mind, intellect, equipment, to transcend the idea, I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. That is what they're doing. That is what we are all doing. We're trying to come out of that concept that I am just a body, mind, and reach the state of godliness. So coming out of Deha Nishtha and going into Brahma Nishtha. We want to come out of that limited concept of who we are and finally go into that unlimited concept of being divinity itself. So that's what the yogi does. That's what a sadhak does. And that's what a sadhak is supposed to do. So two yagnas, the first one today. Deva Yagna. Okay, you can keep a note of the different yagnas that are being taught. So today's first yagna is called Dev Yagna. What is Dev Yagna? Simple. Worshipping of the Devtas. You know how we worship Devtas? By doing puja. So they sacrifice. What are they sacrificing? They're sacrificing their self in the form of worship to gods. Now, you know that we all have various desires, right? Everyone has some desire or the other, someone for wealth, someone for health, someone for relationship, someone for some particular goal. And there are many devtas, the Vedas have told us, there are many devtas and each devta has a job description. Each devta has a function looking after our different desires. So you want money, then you go and worship Mata Lakshmi. You want some obstacle to be removed, you go and worship, let's say Ganesh Bhagwan, if you want, whatever. So like that, so many desires are there, and the Vedas have prescribed different yagnas, meaning different pujas to different gods and goddesses to satisfy our desires. Now, the desire could be something material. This desire could be something relationship. The desire could be some kind of a power that you want to create. It could also be a desire for having a good place in Swarga, heaven, after we die. So people do the yagna and they get their desires fulfilled if it is in their prarabdha. Okay, always it has to be in your prarabdha. The yagna will just make it easier and faster. Now, there are many people who take objection to this. Why should you worship a god which is made of, let's say, a stone, or if it is made of a metal, when Bhagwan is everywhere, is nirakar, is unmanifest, it doesn't have a form? Why should you just worship a form? Bhagwan is so everywhere. Why should you go just to a temple to worship? Agreed. If Bhagwan is everywhere, then why not in a stone idol? If Bhagwan is everywhere, why not in a metal statue? If Bhagwan is everywhere, why not in a temple? So these kind of arguments are simply said because you haven't reached that bhakti bhav yet to be able to pour yourself out, to sacrifice yourself out at the feet of the Devta. The thing is, you don't always have to do the puja to get something. See, once you start doing puja regularly, I think that's what happens. Mostly, you may start in the beginning by doing puja to get something. But the action of doing the puja itself becomes so joyful, so peaceful. You start developing a connection with the divine, and doing that, our bhakti bhav gets enhanced, our faith, our shraddha becomes strong, our fears become less, our worries become less, even our ahankar and abhiman become less. So all these things then become more important, and even if you don't have any desire left, you still want that connection, because there is an anand that you get by making that connection with Bhagwan. So many problems people have. And even those who don't want to do any puja, whenever they have a problem and whenever their problem gets solved, the first thing that comes out of their mind is thank God. Thank God. Now suddenly God becomes important. Earlier that God was not important, but when you have a problem, you do go and pray to God. So that is something that we have to see, that doing the puja, there's nothing wrong with it, even though you think that, oh, why should you ask for this and ask for that? Don't ask. Don't ask. Just go and have a connection with Bhagwan. So that's the first yagna. Either you do the puja for getting something, don't worry, it will lead to joy anyway, or you do it just for the joy of connecting with Bhagwan. So that is yagna number 1. Keep a track, Dev Yagna. Now in this shlok, second yagna has come. This yagna is described as done by a realized person. Someone who doesn't have any desires and all left. They're just simply, they have done puja, their antakaran has become clear, their knowledge has become pakka, they have transcended Deha Nishtha, now they're established in Brahma Nishtha. They also do a yagna. What is that yagna that they do? In Brahma yagna, we are not invoking a fire. We are not invoking some devta. We are not putting some oblation, some ghee and grains and rice and this and that. We are not doing all that. What are we doing? We are invoking Brahma itself. Where is Brahma? Your higher self. So what you're doing is you're offering the oblation of your lower self to your higher self. You're offering your ego, you're offering your ahankar, you're offering your abhiman, your worries, your fears, all that has already been burnt up, and you continue to offer all these sansaric things into the fire of Brahma, which burns within each one of us. Okay. So in this yagna, what all can you be offering? All your negativities, your avguns. In this, you offer all the forms with which you identify. You identify yourself as an Indian, as a mother, as a father, as a student, as a doctor, as a computer engineer, as whatever different labels we have given ourselves, all that offered into the yagna of Brahma. All your 5 koshas, Annamay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, Vijnanamay Kosh, Anandamay Kosh, all your koshas offered. 3 sharirs offered. Which are the 3 sharirs? Physical, mental, and causal. You're offering your karta bhav. You're offering your bhokta bhav. You're offering, let's say, your rag, your dvesh. You're offering your ahankar. You're offering all your 6 enemies, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya. All this offered in the fire of Brahma. Since Brahma is everywhere, since Brahma is in every single one, whatever action we do, it can be offered to Brahma in Brahma Yagna. Okay. So this particular Yagna, the first one was Dev Yagna. Let's call this particular one Brahma Yagna, offering all your limited self, all your, labels and wrong concepts and everything that goes with Deha Nishtha, all that we put into the fire of Brahma. Okay. So that means 2 yagnas we have done today. Those with desires and those who are already realized. Okay. So let's go for some more sadhanas. So you have already been given 2 different sadhanas. Let's go to number 26.